Grüezi and welcome back to Endless Space 2, where today we are going to bring our economy up to speed, most notably our science, because we have a lot of research to do and, we need to do it quicker. So we're currently researching the better ship types, and I think one of the next things we are going to go for is also better weaponry. Now, maybe not weaponry, because we already have a decent laser on par with the basic Hell Ray laser, with just one less DPS but double the crit chance. So we definitely just want the better defenses, like this one here, the shields and the plating. And this will also unlock the better slugs, so that's also a good thing, because our enemies use mostly the torpedoes, so we need to be able to shoot those down. Alright, we have a request for an alliance with the Sophons. This was something that I was talking about already last episode, and I said I would not initiate it myself, but I think I'm going to take it. I think they are strong enough to become our ally, and while I do not want to win a shared victory this time, I do think that for the time being it's probably our best bet. I would like to clean up this half of the galaxy, namely the Voltus and the Lumeris, potentially with the help of the Sophons, and afterwards I might just turn on them and run over them as well, if everything goes according to plan. Because what I would like to do in this with the United Empire playthrough here is go for the conquest victory. I think they have a good standpoint for trying to do so, and I think half of the galaxy here is probably going to be enough to achieve so. If not, we can just always take a few more systems up there, but I do think that's probably gonna be the case. And given that we know that the Sophons have already achieved half of that, what is needed, they already have 14, we know that they alone have 14 systems, and that we could quickly count that, but I'm positive that this is more than 14. We alone have 7, and the combined area here is probably another 7, so I'm fairly positive that just owning this half of the galaxy is going to be enough. And yeah, with that, I think we're going to do that. We're going to war with Armesto, which I hope is not going to be a problem right away. But we are researching the military stuff, so I think we are going to get up there with the defenses. It looks like they run pretty optimal layouts here, with attack ships using the missiles and the defense ships using the kinetic weaponry to shoot down missiles in case we used any. Now, the optimal counter to such a setup would obviously be a full-on kinetic approach, but I'm not sure this is something that I would like to do. Maybe I'll mix it up, or just increase the number of defense ships, because right now we only have 2, and this is definitely not enough for a sustainable fleet. I should probably also take out the Vaders here. For some reason I'm pressing the wrong button. Maybe that's why I can't select them all at once. Let's push those back to Lost, and maybe also put them in the hangar, because we're not going to need them anytime soon. And if we do, they're not too far away. Meanwhile, we can get some backup here with the ship arriving, the escort, and let's also send the corvette over. We do still have one ship that is being built, or is in the process of being built. We did push it back because we had more pressing matters to do. But yeah, at this point we can accept the Alliance request, so let's just do that. With that, we see all their systems, which is a good thing to see. It should also give us the bonus from their constellation, I think. Maybe. I'm not quite sure anymore. We'll see. So they do have a couple of pretty good systems, I would say. Maybe not that one. It is Tor, though, which is a cool planet. Yeah, I think that's fairly interesting. Funnily, that they haven't even discovered this one yet. Alright, with that, we are now close to a conquest victory, of course. Again, conquest. Interesting. And again, conquest. 3 times the conquest is better than no times the conquest. If we were to go for this together, we would need 51 systems instead of... what was it? I don't remember. 28. So yeah, that's quite an increase. Nothing else interesting. You're loyal, that's nice. And yeah, we are the chorus of aligned sentience. Interesting. So you would like me to attack there. I mean, I can do that, but you know that we're just gonna get butchered if they come at us. They have a fleet that is about the same strong as ours, I would say. Ours is probably slightly weaker, yes. So, oh, they're now also finally invading the system. So that means the Volters will shortly lose that Perseus system, which is gonna make the Lumeris stronger. So we need to keep an eye out on that. But with that, I think enough talking for this turn, and we can just continue. New colony is not something that I would like to go for. Species stability is not something, because I would want Ilo population to grow. Saints and Sinners is just not worth it at the moment because we don't have enough heroes. Something that we should probably also invest fairly soon, and I think I will just queue it up already before going any more militaristic, because probably what's gonna happen is after these unlocks I will just spend some time building, and then I can retrofit them to include any better defenses that I might get along the line. But in the meantime we can get some additional heroes. There is a Lumeris ship up here. It is only a scout, so that's not a big deal. Alright, let's get going. I wonder what happens after they take over the system. So there was just some teleporting happening here. Okay, there's still one turn of resistance left. Actually, they abandoned the invasion, so I guess they made peace. Which is... I don't know why the AI does this. I mean, I get that they propose that, but why would you ever agree to that? No terms will be good enough for that. So yeah. Alright, a quest has been failed. Okay, we didn't get 3 unique planets. I did hope that we would get Geekon for that matter, but oh well. They want a science agreement. You know what? This might actually be pretty interesting, given that we need science, and they're good with that. Can we... We cannot propose that, unfortunately. I wanted to see how much we gain from that. The upkeep is harsh, but we can manage for the moment. I think I'm gonna take this. And I will also buy out this technology. So we're now down to not so much influence anymore, but we're still gaining it rather quickly. Also, what's this here? Yes, please go away. I don't want you there.
Do you really wish to push us?
They even agree. That's nice. Alright, we did get some scientific things done, so our science went up from 900 to 1200 fairly quickly already now. So we did get some pop growth. We also have a pirate marketplace on Koyos. Very likely the Lumeris, they have the money to do something like that. We need to now level up a hero to level 11 for a pretty good bonus. How close are we to that? We have a level 9, and you know what? We might be pretty close to that. Level 11 I think was required. So one thing we might do for a moment here is this one here. For more experience on heroes, we will still make a little bit of influence, not very much, but probably just enough to get enough influence until the next election. So 10 times that is 800. Maybe not quite. We'll see how this goes. Maybe we'll get something out of an event. Maybe we'll get some more along the lines. But yeah, if we could also make our empire happier in general, we would get a lot more influence. So something we should also keep track on. the pirates have been hacking us, and we'll just shut that down. We can combine those ships into a single fleet, which boosted the defense a little bit, but not really in the department of attack values. And I guess it's just continuing from here on. We did just get our subsidiary up in Koyos, so we have at least one trade route going on, and we should definitely also boost that as soon as we can, I guess. It does give us a decent amount of money and very few science. Yeah, we probably need a lot more money along the lines for more heroes, so we should not go too crazy. And I also wonder where those routes go through. It appears that they go through Senis for some reason. Maybe because it's closer, but I don't understand why that is a thing that they do. Is it still not blockaded? It is not, because it's only the Sophons doing that. But we need to keep an eye out on that. And maybe we should also take over this system eventually, because it might be a problem for the trade routes. I expected it to go through ISO because it would make more sense, honestly, in my opinion. I don't know how those ways are chosen. I mean, while it's both one system and this one is longer, I think also, given this is a 17 population system, the gains would be much higher. So if anybody of you knows how this is chosen, please let me know. We are now in a truce with the Lumeris. The Sophons probably have accepted a truce, which I'm not too mad about, because, you know, our situation does not look good at fending them off. We also constructed a lot of things scientifically, so let's get started on improving our colonies. So currently, here I would like to get rid of the... Actually, that's a moon. It's that's maybe not even that useful to do. Let's get all the industrial zones up and then probably start terraforming. Anything more important to do here? Maybe the supermarkets will not quite push us to ecstatic. We do have one huge, and that's about it here, so maybe not that one yet. A moon base is only gonna get us 50 dust and science. I say only, it is significant, but you know, I think we should probably work on the happiness, and for that I think we should go for deserts everywhere. I'm not actually sure, does this, one second, does this have a benefit of approval? It does indeed. Actually, it probably has the same amount of negatives as a arid planet, and maybe for that reason we'll leave it at deserts for a moment. Because if we plan to use the... I don't know anymore how it's called, maybe we'll see it here. No, there's an improvement that gives you bonus industry for both hot and sterile planets, so that would be a 10 bonus, which I think is significant enough to keep that in mind. We also already have the battleship available, we should keep that in mind. So if we were to terraform to an arid, we wouldn't really get anything from that. So I guess we're not gonna do that just yet. I think deserts are just fine for current needs. So let's just get the industrial zones going. And maybe for that reason, no, we do not need eco habitats right now. We have enough. We also don't really need the miners unions and more mines, because I mean it's only titanium, which we're not gonna use all that much of. And then Easter also needs a construction, and here we have one large and not really anything else, but it still also gives us +2 per planets. Per population on planets, and I think that's probably good enough, but after the industrial zones here. There's not really anything else that makes sense, and we still try to push our economy at the moment. We're already up at 1400 science. It grows quickly if you focus a little bit on it. We got a population of Imperials. This one sadly ended. Or wait, what? No, we now get 10 influence, just plain 10. That's not all that much. But that is actually pretty good. Happiness, that is gonna boost our influence income as well. So we might just have enough for the next election. This one, however, I do not know. We will need the money. So I'm probably gonna take the industrial option here. The quick construction is gonna help us, and given that we do now have a significant amount of science coming in, I think we can take a hit there. But I do want to have the money coming in for heroes, because we're gonna need about, I mean, we have 7 systems and 5 heroes assigned, so we need at least 5 more heroes, right? Right, so this one has arrived here to scan some anomalies. Or maybe it was still here and I just forgot about it. Also very well possible. But it can now move on to octans. And we have found more amanthoid. I will not buy out this pirate mark, by the way. They might as well come to me. Alright. Let us continue. As soon as this... Actually, we can already do some ship building or setting up right now. Zuin has done the industrial zones, and that is probably a good point to now start building ships. So yeah, we're going to set up our ship design. The battleship looks very majestic in my opinion, and I'm going to use one module of defenses because I think every ship should be able to defend itself, while the other ones... Actually no, I'm not quite sure how the targeting works in that matter. I've read somewhere that they also contribute like cross-ship in defense of missiles, but then again I'm not quite sure whether that's true. And it is a significant difference in damage, right? Yes, it is. And we do also want definitely an enhancer on this ship, which means we cannot put too many defenses on here. So this is pretty much everything we can do at the moment. And yeah, that enhancer made a big difference. That's about 400 attack value there. I do want a better enhancer module as well. I think there was a quest related to that, but I'm not entirely sure anymore. Alright, let's get Zuin under control, because they need to now start constructing of battleships. Let's make 3 for the moment. We'll see how many more we want eventually, but 3 is a good start. We got some populations. We also now finally have Care colonized, and there's a fleet of unknown empire ships here. We also already have 3 populations here, which is interesting. Apparently some Calgaros arrived here for some reason. And yeah, the Academy still wants money. We are still nowhere close of achieving that goal. We now have also access to Red Sang and virtual artifacts. I wonder where they come from. Okay, so it is a hot, sterile planet, so we want to have the sustainable farms out quickly. And then anything that gives us more food, basically. Let's do that for now. I don't quite know where to go from here. But actually, this one also will have a significant impact. Alright, so they want to go to war with the Volters. You know what? They are weaker than us together, so I think we could grab ourselves Kais here. Yeah, done. It's just already declared and we can't really do anything about that. That means we're gonna go over there and take our invaders with us. Currently we do not know their strength, but I think we can take them. Alright, we have another upgrade here for Liena. And I think it makes only sense to go for more influence for trading companies, which will ensure that we actually already have enough for the election. I don't know where this all came from. Wait, what? I'm confused. Where did I get all this passive influence from? Because I think... I mean, this one would give me influence per industry spent, and I got way more than just the turns amount. Alright, so we also have a level up for our fighting hero, which is in a good timing, because we're gonna need it. Shield penetration might be interesting. Are you a senator? I think you're not. Even if you would be, yeah, it would not apply because, you know, the United Empire guy is more advanced, so this one doesn't really help us all that much yet. I guess then we're just gonna go for shield penetration on fleet, which is always a great thing as well. Alright, yeah, we already sent the ships out. I think this one can join shortly. I'm pretty certain that they also already have medium ships, but given that we already defeated one fleet of theirs, I think we do have a chance against them. Something is draining my manpower and I'm not quite sure what. Maybe it's the care system, although now it's already full. So, not quite sure what's causing that. I don't see where it is being drained. Or maybe I'm already at the cap and there's simply no more I can get. Wait, what? Oh no, I was so close. Look at that. One turn away each. I don't remember what the reward would have been. Maybe I see that in the failed quests here. Probably the last one here. I don't really see what it would give me. Oh, the free hero. Free fleet hero. Oh well. I would want some more system heroes anyway. And there's an empire who has already invaded 7 systems. Cravers? Question mark. Alright, this is our main hero and he already has another skill point. And probably we're also gonna spend that on this one here. This is gonna give us 50 influence just flat from having trade companies, because he's a senator. And yeah, I think that's gonna be a good skill to get. That way we are gonna be back at a decent influence production and can also be using that again for other things. Our scout ship here has already also arrived in the next destination, and I think it might be time to... oh god, pirate ship, let's get away from here. Might be time to upgrade the design to put some better probes on the ship here, like this one here. We'll still get one per turn, one probe per turn, but they're just straight up better than the titanium probes. I don't even know why they put both, because honestly, actually no, there's 2 cooldown, but usually it's still about 1 per turn. It's probably 0.66 per turn. But yeah, I'm gonna use those. And we don't actually need a weapon on this one here. We're always gonna run away, so there's no point in even having a weapon. And once it's back in Gano, we can upgrade it because it's our ally. So yeah, let's see how this goes. We need to make sure that our fighting fleet arrives before the invasion fleet, just so we don't just sacrifice it. The Volters, meanwhile, send out a lot of scouts everywhere. That's 3 scout ships we see here, and I'm pretty sure there's more up here somewhere. Iso and Lost have completed their constructions. In the same time, we also finished the research for our defense ships, which is great. This also unlocks a movement bonus for civilian ships. Not that big of a deal, but you know, it's always good to have something. We also got some population growth, hostile trace being detected. I actually don't even remember what I'm hacking, but given this is completely in 3 turns, we might actually have some help there, which is great. I discovered some nebular clouds, not so important. Iso needs to do some building. And as such, I think the sensible thing to do here is build defense ships. And I still need to set those up properly. So, we have a couple of options here, and I'm thinking that I'm gonna play it safe and put about 2 slugs here and then maybe 1 bomber. That way we do have some offensive capabilities while also being rather defensive. Then let's also look at our support modules first, because that's gonna be more important for me. What I do want is the antimatter lancer, so that it's gonna be targeted by pretty much all ships, and that we have a repair after each phase of 5%. I might even want to put on 2 of those, though that will come at the cost of not being able to field more defense modules, and I think we're probably gonna need that. So I'm gonna put in 2 plating modules and 1 shield, simply because they are using missiles and kinetics. Oh no, wait, that was the Lumeris. We're not fighting Lumeris, but still, I think this is a good mixed setup here. As we can see, the plating gives us 1,300 more health points, and the shield gives us 1,400, so it's pretty much equal. A shield is basically double as strong as the plating, with the downside, of course, that the shield can run out. And usually does so pretty quickly. So, we have ourselves some designs for defense ships, and we're going to be building those immediately. The cruiser, let's queue 3 of those up. They were going to be done also in 6 turns in total, which is going to be very good. And then we need to do something in Veni. First and foremost, we're going to do industrial zones here and here. These are going to be completed fairly quickly. We also have this ship that's going to join the others in a minute. A 10% food bonus might also not be a bad thing, but then again, I don't think we have all that much important things to do here. So maybe we're just also going to be building ships. Let's do 3 more cruisers, and then we will find a different system, potentially Lost, to build 3 more battleships. Though it looks like this is not going to be the case. We still have a lot of other things to do here. The production is really not that great here. No, that's not going to be anything that we want to do. Something like that makes sense. They are ecstatic right now, but remember, 20 of that is from a temporary event, so it is gonna fall again soon. So now we have completed those. Our science should be sky high right now. Also remember, we're losing some because of an event, about 140, so we're around 1800 right now. We're also pretty close to completing the impactless sites here for some hero recruitment, which I think is going to be very important fairly soon. Currently, our trading company is progressing quickly, and I did not pay attention and just sent everybody ahead, but everything went fine and our ship arrived safely. We should also send the corvette out here. And with that, let's look at their defenses. They have more manpower that they can bring to the fight than we. But we can fix that with the hack. Remember, the hack makes a stampede battle tactic, which only allows them to bring half of their manpower, which means that we will have about double what they can bring. Still, they can draft, while we cannot. So this might be a very, very lengthy invasion. And as such, one of the next researches I want to do is better invasion modules. It's desperately needed, so that's something we're gonna do. Also, another thing that I really need is more command points. Currently we have 16, and a standard setup of ships consists for me of 3 attack ships and 3 defense ships at 3 command points each. That's 6 times 3, 18 command points. Our fleet size is too small, so that one will give us access to the necessary command points. And I think that's probably gonna be it for the moment for the military research. Probably we want one more so we can get the better defense modules. I'm just not quite sure what, though. These lasers would have a bit more DPS again than ours. Ours only have 36, but we have a crit chance of 20%. This one has slightly less, but they also do have, they impose a penalty on weapon accuracy on the enemy. So maybe throwing in one of those on each ship might be something useful. For the defenses, these are gonna be, I think, slightly worse. No, actually, no. I just usually get them much later. They prevent also some crit damage. Flotilla defense is not something I'm gonna go for this game, I think. The United Empire is just not set up very well for that. The Fewer the Proud. This is a very bad battle tactic for us. Oh, repair and recover. This is something that I think might be very interesting. It also comes with the shields that we just looked at, so maybe this is gonna be something that we can do. Also the anti-cloaker, only at level 1, but still something. Plating defense, then again, is I think not all that great. If you compare this, the health bonus is only 50 more. This actually has more projectile defense. All this one gives is XP per damage absorbed, which I'm not sure this is gonna be all that useful. Maybe for the Hisho that actually get a bit more out of experience of ships. I don't think I'm gonna be cloaking a lot of ships here, and the Salvager I don't think is gonna be necessary. So I think with that technology we have a good third option here. Again, we don't need this one here. We're not using drop pods or boarding pods. So yeah, that's a fairly good composition. As promised, here we're gonna upgrade our patrol ships to have the better probe modules. The pirate ship has also decided to follow us, but by that time we're already long gone, and they can probably take care of with the fleet they have in place. Alright, our invasion ship fleet should now just hang around for a second. I do not want to start the invasion before the hack has completed, because that would just be a waste of resources. We're still looking at 3 turns. That was also the case a turn ago or 2, so they are employing defenses, but I think it should still hold. Our hack should hold. They're only about here. They will maybe get around here once we complete. That's just some stuff built. The population boost for the ILO has come to an end, and we're just gonna continue boosting them. As we can see, the Imperials grow nevertheless pretty well, and I think we should probably also send out some ILO to other systems to grow, namely maybe Kuyos. Since the ILO are good on hot planets, they're basically good on all my planets in the Empire. So I think we have some in Zuin, right? 2 only. 1 is going to be growing soon, but I think if we put 1 out, it should not affect that. Let's put 1 from Zuin to Mira. Does Mira still have space? The answer is yes. And I'd rather have ILO grow than Hisho populations. Yes, it did not change which population is being born, basically. But yeah, so 1 to Mira. And I think we're also going to send 1 to Koyas, probably from Iso here, because they have a little bit more. And there's 1. To Koyas. Veni, I think, already has some. Yes, indeed. And Naos might also be a lucky receiver of a population of Ilo. Naos, where are you? There you go. Sorry, by the way, for the constant zooming in and out. It's just not really possible otherwise, in my opinion. We should probably also move some populations around, because the Calgros here are much happier on fertile planets. Do we have any more? Doesn't look like it. Then all of them are hot, so any of the Ilo are already in a good place. The Imperials don't mind about any of these. And the Hisha do neither, so that's good. Maybe we should do that for all the planets quickly. That was fine. Iso. The only sensible one here is the Ilo, and I think they might already be well distributed. They are all on Iso 3, which is a hot planet. Perfect. And yes, right, usually they want to be on sterile planets, so let's also fix that. Maybe here though, so we're not too unhappy. Alright, then Zuin, let's also fix that here, because there is one elo on a cold planet, which is definitely not a good idea. And they can be wherever they want, basically, so let's put them over. And you want to put on a fertile one, so you also want to be on a boreal world. So maybe let's put those... Actually, for now, that's fine. You go there, you go there. And you go there. That way we should not have any overpopulation penalties. Same goes here, that looks fine to me. Everything fine here. Lost probably only has Imperials, so that's also fine already. And Koyos has some Harashems on the sterile planet, which is good. Lumeris on the fertile one, same with the Kalgaros. And the rest is already set up very well. Kerr probably only has Imperials. No, actually they have Kalgaros, which are not really that good here, but at the same time I don't want to send them out anywhere, because, you know, this is already a very slowly growing system, so I think that's also fine. Alright, so an event has ended, less star system trade value. I don't think that has a very big influence. Yeah, we maybe lost 10 dust per turn, which is fine. So in 2 turns we will be able to buy heroes, which we will do very vigorously. So there is one fleet here now that we are going to destroy immediately. It's just actually it's a fighting ship. What the hell? Why would you do that? And I think I'm gonna go for this one here. If they stay in fight, I want at least something out of this. But I think they fled. Yes. I think they can also flee through portals, so they can always run away. And yeah, you just chill there for a moment. You get the other curiosity here. Actually, one of them. There's even more. Just some dust, which is not too bad since we're about to buy heroes. And this one already has the probe to go for the second one, and the pirate ship is still chasing us, funnily, but we will always be faster than that. We also built quite some ships already, which is great. By now I think we could probably even take on the Lumeris, but one enemy at a time, right? Then we did find some quadrinics. That is some very useful resource. At the same time, we also have an event here. We can either approve or do a veto, and this only affects ISO, as it looks like. And given that is only the case, and ISO is not all the way to not even happy yet, I just see religious and I go for that, because, you know, a religious opinion matters to me. Which is one of the reasons why I am pushing the ELO population. Not only that, but because they also complement our strategy. And given our cost for the elections and being still 8 turns away, I think we're gonna buy out this technology, and now we can look at heroes. We can also buy them with influence, I think, but we don't quite have enough for that. And contrary to... Actually, can we sell for influence? No, we cannot, which is a bit sad. But let's sort them by class first. Basically, anything that is a counselor or an overseer is probably gonna get bought by us. So let's look here. That is a social counselor. They're very good in general with system governance. So a total of 22 looks like a certain buy for me. Unfortunately, the Hyperium is no longer as valuable as it used to be, so we're just gonna sell 100 titanium and maybe 50... Wait, 100 titanium and 50 Hyperium. I think I messed it up somehow. If so, I'm sorry. If not, oh well. Alright, buy this one. Then we have a Horatio, which is going to be great for luxuries. So he's also of a militarist party. I think we don't have a militarist hero yet. Might be useful if it ever shifts that way. With a total of 20, he's also pretty qualified for that job. However, we also have a 22 value here. This is a primitive hero. If I look down here, we even have some better options. This one is a whopping 24 and also a Imperial. However, we do not have the funds for that. Maybe we can sell some luxuries. I'm certainly not going to use the Red Sang. And I don't think I'm going to need those ionic crystals at the moment. They sell for quite a lot, so I also do not need those, although they're quite cheap. Same here. I would like to use those at some point, but right now it doesn't really help us that much. We also don't need so much of Eden Incense. And yeah, maybe also not so much of the Deciduous trees. Alright, perfect. So let's get ourselves this hero. It's by far the best option we can have. Then we have a total of 22, which is on par with the primitive hero here, so we're gonna take this one instead, simply because the Craver, one of the Craver skills, actually depletes planets, and that's not something I want to do. That's something for the Cravers to do. So, how many heroes did we buy? 3. We have 2 already, which is 5, making it 2 more if we can afford them. We can afford at least 1 more. And as such, we're probably going to go for the Horatio hero here, and then maybe eventually get another one, maybe also a different one than what we have been presented with here. Alright, let's look at our heroes here. So this guy is decent with Steriles, gives some happiness, which is good. Forced labor is always great, so the more planets the better. Good for defense. Less upkeep, not too bad. And that's actually also good. Doesn't really matter where he is. Yeah, so basically it doesn't really matter where this guy is. Let's look at other ones first then. You obviously want to be on planets with on systems with sterile planets. So probably this one here. This has 3. This has also 3. So it doesn't matter. Let's put him here. No, actually it does matter, the difference. Since it's an Imperial, they're also gonna be good with strategics. Let's put them. Oops. Let's put him here then. That was, who was that? Ima. Ima assign you to here. Also, we should give you a skill here already. Obviously, always the first choice most of the times. So that one is assigned. Let's have a look at you. Primitives give you a lot of production. And that's probably good for a system that's not good with production. And also production without any requirements. That is great. As well as food. So on any cold system, this guy is going to be great. We don't really have a cold system, but maybe a system like Lost. Actually, that is a cold system. Let's put you on Lost. So that is the second one assigned. Then we have the Horatio, which is going to be good with luxuries. Now, I think, no, Mira's still free. We do need more super spots. And that's probably, ooh, we have the virtual artifacts here. What do those do? I'm not quite sure whether that info was correct there. Honestly, pretty pointless for me. Yeah. So, not here. That gives us basically just one option, and that would be Mira. He just bowed to me. I like that. And then this guy, since it doesn't really matter what he does he give me anything special? It's mostly influence and general stuff. Maybe let's put him on a system that produces a lot of influence. So probably Koyas. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Perfect. That means we just need 2 more heroes. I have miscounted apparently. So that's great. We have another fleet here that we should take care of. That's probably the same scout. Oh no. They just built single ships and then sent them away. That's highly inefficient. Because they will have to repair those. You just keep on sleeping there. Although it allows them to build a fleet like totally out of place. Or whatever. But yeah, our fleets are already in construction and soon going to be completed actually. And do we have anything to upgrade? I think not yet. No. We'll have to do some more research. The important part here was the heroes. We also still have the law active that gives more experience on ships and on heroes, and I think for the time being we're probably going to keep that, along with the Mineral Misers Act. The Saints and Sinners bill would now be something that would make sense, but given our happiness, it's actually not needed. I think it's something we might be doing once we are over the cap of systems that we own. Then it might be more interesting. So now's got a population, then we have an event here. We got a Harasham on Lost. So they are good on sterile, so we would like to get Baron colonization at some point in the future. Oh, that is bad. That is very bad. I did not pay attention there, but we cannot deal with that fleet. As a matter of fact, we're just gonna run away immediately. We might lose those ships that we have sent there, but that is not worth losing the entire fleet to just that. I should have paid more attention, though we did not really have the dust to spend on it anyway, so I don't know whether we could have done something about it. But that is definitely a big mistake on my part. Never do that. Always keep an eye on your enemies. Kuyos is done building, and you still have a lot of things to build. But I think I'm gonna start this off with AI labor. Move some pops around here so that they're a bit more efficient. Maybe also do the encounter remains. That's gonna be a quick one. And then we mostly need food. You already have some food production, but we should probably give you a little bit more. And this is also a system where we definitely should also get the mining stuff because of the antimatter. But probably first let's get the basics up. Actually no, we might need the antimatter fairly soon. And that's 40 signs, 50, 60 signs. We can probably deal without that for a short while. We also have our hack complete, and now that's a bit unfortunate. We now know that we will not be able to invade, so it's kind of unlucky at the same time. So we're just gonna steal another technology. And I wanted to hover, not to click on it. That is the one that we initially wanted to steal anyway, so I think we're gonna go for that. Anomaly reduction and some wormholes unlocked. Hardened alloys is also something we could take for the command points. We are working in that direction anyway, and maybe we're not gonna get all that much out of this for the moment. We do have quite some not that bad anomalies, like mixed anomalies. And this would be Baron. That's just one planet, I think. Microwave pipes already. Wow, that's an expensive one. I think we're gonna go for hardened alloys here, but we just keep on hacking them because it's very lucrative to do so for now. And we would be a fool not to do that. And we can put another accelerator in there. I think it's gonna be what? Why can't I do this? Oh, because we are being hacked from this direction, and that prevents us of doing that, maybe? I don't know. But hopefully this completes before our hack arrives, so we can still put that on. Alright. So we did also... Yeah, that's the technology we just stole. Meaning we are much closer now. We just need 2 more tags until we are in the next ring here. And this gave us the necessary command point limit. We also have access to railguns, and I do want to use them more. I just really don't like to go or to be forced into close range. Because it is basically just straight worse than lasers, in my opinion. So it just loses against lasers pretty heavily. But maybe like a heavily shielded fleet could do something like that. We'll see. I do think that if we when we play the Unfallen, we will use them again, because they are usually very fond of going up close. More Gossamer. This is looking lucrative to take over at some point. If we ever get there. I hope we will. Maybe I'm just not gonna go for the closest victory type or for the one I kind of want to go for once. It might turn out a longer series though, so we'll see. We'll see how it develops. Usually nothing goes according to plan, so let's keep going. Zuin and Mira have both completed their constructions. Let's see what else we can do here. So this is definitely something that makes sense. Less buyout cost is gonna be definitely great. Also additional dust, which we never can have enough of. And we also unlocked a new trading company, so we should think where we want that. But first of all, let's also assemble the fleets, and I think we're gonna gather everything in Lost for now. The expedition on Kuyos, that was the battle remains, have yielded the 100 signs. That is decent. And that's just some population growth. A new trading company has been created as advertised. And we have a bad event now following up the arrival of the remnants. Less refill rate of manpower for some time is not a big deal in my opinion. Less cost for retrofits. Not too bad. Honestly, probably the better option here. And I mean, we have almost no ecological output, so that will not do anything. Militaristic, however, could have an impact. And yeah, they're already on the rise, mostly probably because we're building so many military ships right now, which always does come with the militaristic impact. So here then we have the huge planet and a couple of others. So I think this is still sensible to do. We don't need too many more ships right now. I think that was Mira. They did build ships before. So this should also make them happy. And this should make them ecstatic for all the time being in the future. So I think that's good as well. Pulvis production, also something I would like to do. So they have something to construct for a while. I do also probably want to get the ITER going at some point. And I should think of doing that as soon as possible because, you know, the enemies aren't sleeping. So predictive logistics here is gonna give us some good bonus to production here. And I guess then it's just gonna be a little bit of science and a lot of food as well. Let's actually do that first. Yeah, that's good for now. Perfect. And do we have any more 3 ships there? No, that's not the case. Another level here, nice. And I guess, where are you on Veni? Where is Veni? They do have strategics, so that's gonna be a good option here. And I don't think they have a lot of sterile planets there. Only 1. Yeah, that's probably better with the strategics then. It is only Hyperium and Titanium, but still a good thing nevertheless. And I mean, she will level more eventually, so we're gonna get more and more useful things out of her. Then also Ima leveled up, and you just get another level in Optimal Operations Expert. I do want our main hero to level up soon, and also, why are we losing money? What the hell? So yeah, he's gonna level up soon, so we're gonna have this one fairly quickly, which gives us a big boost to food and dust, which is great. Also, if you have a look at that, I don't think I have so many failed quests in a lot of my runs. Maybe some that I don't really focus on, but not so many failed ones. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I just completely don't remember. Oh, I think that's why our money income is butchered, because they're blockading one of my systems, right? Actually, no, it doesn't count as such. Are there better heroes around, by the way? Does not look like it. Why are we losing so much money? We should get much more. Not quite sure. But yeah, we should also decide where we want to put our new headquarters, and I think it's gonna be Naus. This is the only thing that makes sense. And how close is the election? 6 turns, and we only make 33 here. That's not that much. So I think we can't really spend much more. At least not the amount that we would have to spend for a trade company here. But I do want to eventually buy it out, so maybe we should just focus on getting our people even happier than that, in order for them to produce more influence. So another fleet construction has finished, and again they can now go to Lust. They can get lost. Surprisingly, our ships made it back. At least this one made it back. I would have expected it to be killed by the Walters, but apparently they have different plans for their fleet. We also found the Kalgaros way up here. That must have been from a Sophon ship, right? Yeah. You know what? Why not? This is a very good very good bonus, and we do have some influence. We can spend up to 1788, so we're gonna make this quick. I just want that system. Maybe that was a waste, but oh well, we'll see. ESO needs to do something now, and as such, I think the Pulvis production also makes sense here. And probably also interplanetary transport network. It's gonna boost us a little bit along the way. And ESO might also actually build one of these. Maybe even both of them. Let's queue up one for now. I do believe we still lose the resources we queue up if somebody else completes it. So we already got the level 11 hero. That's a good boost to everything, basically. Not as much dust as I hoped, but oh well. We need 3 science improvements in, and then we get 2% dust per assimilated minor faction. Congratulations, we get nothing out of this. I think we didn't get a single one, right? No, there's not a single one of them in there. But we might get one right now. Alright, some more growth and some more hero levels. Alright, I think this is the only sensible thing here. Dmitry here doesn't really have much that he can focus on strategics. And I think with the rest, we usually always go for the optimal operations expert. Same for our lovely Horatio friend here. Our fleeing troop has arrived, and I think the Vaders can safely disband into the hangar while the others guard the system. And with that, we continue. I could have bought out this technology, but I do think we make a decent number of science per turn that we don't actually have to do that right now. I would like to stockpile it a bit more because our income right now is not that great. And yeah, we look at a lot of industrialists and militarists, but I think we can push religious at least somewhat to the front. We are making use of it right now with the Admit and Improve bill, and we might along the line with the Saints and Sinners, so I think we're just going to keep doing that for the moment. We did now unlock the better module for the invasion ships, and I will put that on our Vaders for now, but going forward I think we might phase those ships out and actually replace it with a better design. We could make a more efficient design already with the Yerenev class, because those guys have at least 4 slots and we could use 3 modules. But then again, that's still not that great, so we probably just will put some on a cruiser eventually once they unlock more modules. So that's also something we could think of for the future, but right now I don't really know what to do. I think I will want to get the Zelevas class fairly quickly, our carrier, because this is gonna pack a punch. They want a truce. Given that they are not attacking us, I assume they just want to keep Sylphie. You know what? I will refuse, but if you make me pay, I will probably bow to your demands. Alright, we have a lot of building to do. Care can... What will you do? Oh, level 2 modernization. That's something you could do. And then followed by the mining for some more antimatter, because it is a large deposit after all. Or abundant, as it says. Veni is done with the cruiser construction and can now... More food would be a thing. It is also besieged, which is a bit of an issue here. It's actually a big issue here. We're losing a lot of money. Who's besieging me there? Guys, bugger off. We're close range, right? Yeah, mostly. Doesn't really matter. They probably fled and were destroyed, yeah. As such, yeah, we're not so bad anymore on the money front. We also make a bit more decent amount again. Also, influence-wise, that was a big change. Pulvis production always makes sense. And after that, I think we'll reconsider. So let's see then. Zuin could also get started on a wonder, and I think maybe, since it's in a vital location for any kind of trade, maybe we're gonna build a trading clearing bureau here. It does have a fair bit of production in the system, so they have a decent chance of constructing that. But let's see. Right, with that everything is constructing, and we have a new quest for producing the most food. That's probably not gonna go to us. And here, I think I'm gonna go for the celebration. The more strategic resources is not something we need right now. And this again is religious pressure, so let's do that. Also, the bonus might allow us to build some more level 3 systems. We only need 53 super spots, and maybe we can actually buy some. Something I should have done a while ago, because they're fairly cheap. Give me. We will need to sell something, and I think... Oh, that's still so cheap. Crap. But I don't think I'm gonna need the virtual artifacts ever, so this is just good trading good, I guess. Give me super spots. So, who needs a level 2? A level 3, I mean. Let's do Iso as one of the benefactors. Then Veni is also up there. Up there. I'm speaking Italian. If you're Italian, I'm sorry that I offended you right now, so... Got that going for me, which is nice. So, just some more hero leveling. I guess we've seen this plenty of times already. Nothing spectacular there. I'm using the same skills mostly anytime, anyway. And it doesn't make really sense to go into detail every time with all of them. So here we see our, like, meager... I will probably keep this as a defense force. It's a quick react defense force. They're not all that strong, but we can still make use of that. Given that, we should probably also look at their designs. Maybe we can upgrade something here. Answer to that is no. But we will be able to do so after the next research, so let's keep that in mind. We have also some curiosities to scan. Let's get going with that as well. That is a good find. We found lost cities, artifacts, and orichalcics. There's also a Tsing system a bit off here, so we're gonna get that as well. Nothing interesting here. And this fleet should also go to Lost. Get lost. And they have been caught, but not attacked, surprisingly still. So maybe we'll just get away there. Let's push that move order button as quickly as we can. Though I think they would have attacked me in this round already if they intended to do so. I'm still fairly surprised that they don't send it over there, because I mean, look at that. They could so easily smash that. All they need here is a portal, which is something they could easily do, buy out, and like I honestly don't understand their motives. We are already cordial with the Kalgaros here, and we're gonna get there fairly quickly. So he refused a trade at the cost of 1,500 influence. Yeah, that's not something I'm ready to spend just now. And we are now in a cold war again with the Numeris from a truce that has expired. And sadly, also, one of our events that boosted approval finally came to an end. I don't think that made such a big impact. I think we went towards a more generally happy population along the way, so that it didn't make a big difference. We should, however, still keep in mind that we should increase our happiness, because there's also things like this one here, which I think I should probably go for fairly soon. It's also fairly cheap, so let's go for that. Culture Center might also be interesting. I definitely also want to get the missing planet types, so that's something I should probably also do. I don't think we have an ice planet, do we? That's toxic, and that's barren. Basically only need those two. Barren is, those are both those here. That means we don't need to prioritize that, although this is for happy, and 25% more science is a big difference, so let's also do that. And afterwards we're probably going to go back to military things. But yeah, let's look at that as a long-term preparation for anything. We have now also encompassed the Zenith system in our zone of influence, which I'm not quite sure what effects this is going to have, because I don't think with this technology here, I don't think we can take over academy systems with that. I might be wrong though, because I just know that it's not possible for the Nakalim, probably, but it could be that it's just because of their other mechanics. So we did already get that. That was fairly quick. We don't get any bonus from it for the moment. This has also come to an end, so now we really have, again, happiness problems. Now it was recognizable, the drop in mostly in influence. We need to produce 232 influence in the Empire for a stellar strikecraft technology or effect. Air damage and air manpower cost. It's actually fairly decent, and this is super easily done by just getting rid of a law for a turn. It will come at a cost of reenacting the law, but oh well, that's not that big of a deal. And here I would like to probably push the industrialists again. And that's just Kuyos, so I guess, yeah, that makes sense. Kuyos could use some more production. And for our hero, we'll have more shield penetration. And for the ratio here, I think we're just gonna take happiness and food percentage. Our first of the stronger battleships, actually they are now complete, they can combine, and with that we have a proper attack craft. And with that we're gonna also reassign the hero, and probably also retrofit it, because I think we haven't done that in a while, although there's nothing to do here really. Yeah, already up to date. Which gives you the sign that we haven't really gone much into that direction. But in one turn we can actually upgrade everything there, so that's fine. This one has also already arrived. Can get all the 3 curiosities. Not all that interesting. More NP artifacts, that's great. But yeah, let's move on. They have a lot of curiosities still that need exploring. Otherwise, I guess nothing interesting discovered just yet. The reason why I'm still getting the curiosities, by the way, is that you can find special improvements you can build. Specifically the sim camp, I think it's called, where you get a number of production, like 0.1 production for every manpower. And this is something that you can push to an extreme, like by default, a system has 200 manpower. That translates to 20 production. But I mean, you can always build more defenses, and that gives you 250 more manpower, meaning 25%, 25 more production. So, and this is a fairly cheap thing. So, if you get that early, it's a very good thing to get. We finally got our technology here done. With that, our new ring has been unlocked. We got a population and a new population collection bonus for the Kalgaros, surprisingly. They have more religious pressure. Also, not too mad about that. We might also push them if they were not some resource we could not ever afford. Alright, so then some building has been done. They are now already amicable. Let's look at the quests, although we probably will just buy them out eventually. Maybe the quest is super easy. They want 3 more minor population in our empire. And looking through the systems, here we'll have 1 more in 2 turns, 1 more in 9 turns, 1 more in 4 turns, 1 more in 2 turns. So that's 2 in 2 turns, 3 in 2 turns. Oh, that's full. We should fix that. Where will we send you? That was in Lost, right? Yes. I guess to Kuyos you still have space. So yeah, we'll have in 2 turns. Sorry, I was here. We'll have more minor faction pops. So I think we'll not even need to buy them out, because in that time we'll not receive that. But that's great. We are still not suzerain though, so they might still be bought off just right at our fingertips. And you can get some happiness here. I guess that makes whatever system you're on ecstatic. Not even, I think that's you, right? Yes. But it brought you to happy, which is also great already. Kern is pretty unhappy, and we might need to fix that fairly quickly. I don't want that to drop even more. Most of it comes from the planet type, which of course is a big deal here. And we might want to terraform that to a desert fairly quickly. It's not that expensive even. And that will make a significant difference. So let's look into that. Alright, let's get going here. We should probably also now calculate how much do we need. 1,200. We can probably buy out the trade company now. Yes, that will leave us with enough influence. Let's do that. The earlier we do that, the better it is going to be for all of our incomes. We did not get that one. That has been done by somebody else. Nick Star System improvements, that's fine. Vodiani Rebel Fleets, interesting. So they are up here with the Academy. And you know what? We can potentially do that. And I think this fleet is just kitted out perfectly for that job. Let's just send them out there and hope that we can make a difference. I do want the Academy to stay around for a while. I don't really care about the rewards, really. Veni is done building, and as such, I think here we might be constructing more ships now, because there's not really anything else that is of importance, and I think we're just gonna build some more battleships. They already do have the shipyards, so that's perfect. You can also start moving towards Veni. That is the second number of defense ships. Didn't we build more battleships somewhere? Apparently not, but I mean, this one will complement the other defense ships then. Alright, and with that I think we are in a good stopping point at a good 100 turns. It looks fairly good. We have achieved a lot in terms of technology, most of all. We have also constructed a fairly good fleet, I would say. It is not quite on par yet with what we see here, of course. Far from it. But remember, they will also only have that, I think, for maybe 10 more turns or so. Can probably even check that. 13 more turns. After that, they're cannon fodder because it looks like they don't really have anything else to show for. And given that the Sophons also want to keep this war going, probably just until they have Sylphie there, I think we're gonna look at a fairly crippled Voltor Empire coming forth. And yeah, with that, thank you very much for watching. Come back next time where I think we're gonna potentially also try to take over Geekon, because that is something in the range of our possibilities now with a proper fleet. So with that, yeah, thanks for watching and goodbye.